Hi everybody, and welcome to the Michael Harding Colour Mill. Delighted to welcome you here today. I've got various things I'd like to talk about. Firstly, I'd like to talk about this, one of our sets of 10 we've been releasing. It's going to be 40 in all. And the reason behind why there was 40 colours, when I was developing the watercolours, I got my hands on such nice, juicy, new, colourful pigments to work with. And as I formulated them into the watercolours, of course I'd be looking and thinking, oh, this would look so good in oil. And then naturally I played around, and after what it had never been my intention to enlarge the range of the oils, but some of the things, once I put them into oil, I just thought, oh, there's just no way I can resist this. And of course, once I was putting them into the oil for my own painting, I'd look at things and friends would come and say, oh, come on, you've got to give that to the public. So lo and behold, we've decided to launch them into 40 colours. And we've been releasing these, as you probably know, in tranches of 10. I have here with me the latest set, which will be released, I believe, in the spring of 2025. This is our Whitechapel set. We decided to sort of name each one of our sets after certain stages of the business and my paint making life. And this one is Whitechapel. I resided, or the business, if you like, the colour making business, resided in Whitechapel from, I think it was about 1999 till 2010, just before I moved to the Brecon Beacons, which is the next set. And I was in a place just off the Mile End Road, 88 Mile End Road, famous today because Captain Cook occupied a house there at 88 Mile End Road, and you can still see a big plaque to him to this day. Rather coincidentally, not surprisingly, I love history. A couple of years ago, I was reading a biography of Captain Cook, and it talks about he and the family living at 88 Mile End Road and how they didn't like it there because of the smell of the gin distillery out the back. And that was the very building that I occupied. So as soon as I read that in the biography, it was like coming full circle. But anyway, here we have the colours, and I hope you can all see those. Number of different names for them. Some of them, of course, were names from sort of to a degree from history, and others we literally had to invent names because sometimes we'll put a pigment name on a tube, and sometimes we just try and think of a romantic name so that differentiates it, say, from another yellow. And take this one here, the Citroen. Of course, I believe I'm right in saying it's French for lemon or something along those lines, but it's a gorgeous bright yellow. It is pigment yellow 175, and plenty of you will know that that's a really wonderful light fast pigment. Squeeze a bit out here like that. Now, I jokingly could put sunglasses on for this because as you can see, it's got a really nice zingy brightness to it. Now, the other thing I'm going to say straight away is that I think and behave like a painter because I am one. And the first instinctive thing I want to do, of course, is dive in with my hands and fingers. It's one of those moments where you can decide to do this at home for yourselves if you wish. But I apologise if this upsets some people. So here we go. I mean, I just look at that and I just think, oh, yes. And the other thing I always have to do, I mean, it's one of those things in life. If something smells good, then it's got to be good. The Citroen, which is, as I say, a beautiful semi-transparent bright yellow, indispensable. I mean, also, while I'm talking about it, let's have a look at this one, Rose Blush. And I know instinctively that you can almost get a flesh tone straight away with this. The Rose Blush itself is a mixture of three pigments: titanium white, yellow ochre, and quinacridone. So of course it comes with fantastic light fast credentials. And I didn't set out going for a flesh tone here, folks, so it's not going to be smack on for it. But you can see straight away that, yeah, with a dab of white, you'd be in that zone straight away. But as I saw them in the box, I just thought it'd be fun to sort of point out that it would be the makings of a flesh tone. And I just look at the texture and I get carried away. I have in the box also Herculean Red, which is a modern iron oxide, reminiscent of course, of the ancient Italian earth. We also have Orange Sunset, Permanent Brown, which of course is pigment brown 25, which is a modern organic pigment. Oh, I'm looking at this guy, I've just got to go with it because, and I'm going to try and juggle my fingers so I don't get too covered in paint here. Whenever I see the paint, it almost changes the way I want to talk, because as soon as I see something, I just, oh yes, look, I hope you can see that on your screens or phones or however you're watching this, and I know that it's going to be great. Oh, look at that. It just immediately goes off into some nice sort of gingery yellow shades there. And I'm one of these guys, I do, you'll hear people say, of course, that I've got the best job in the world. I do an X, Y, and Z job, and I'm one of those lucky guys. I get to play with paint all day when I'm not doing my own paintings. This is madder brown. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a genuine madder made from the plant root. This is therefore a convenience mix of a quinacridone and an iron oxide, which comes up with again, it's a lovely reddy brown, ideal for sort of portrait artists. But then who am I to say? It's you guys decide where you want to use it. I'm going to run out of fingers already, but there we go. Oh yeah, that's going to be dynamite with that yellow. Yeah, just gorgeous. Rag. Luckily I had one pre-prepared down there. Now, while I've got the rag in my hand, might just want to talk about safety. Disposal of rags with linseed oil on, doesn't matter whose product it is, something you have to be aware of. There is a danger of spontaneous combustion, and that detail can certainly be found on our website. So I'm just going to put this over here. Let's have a look at the orange sunset. Again, it's quite honestly, it's not for me to tell you what you should be using it with, but I mean, I do paint sunsets. And when I saw this colour, it's one of these pigments where I just you have a wow moment where it just, oh yes, it can do things that other oranges and reds can't do. Oh, look at that. It actually has quite a vermilion nature to it, although, of course, vermilion, genuine vermilion being mercuric sulfide. Oh yeah, you can see why not only I, but many people would refer to that as a sunset colour. It just explodes. I can go on for hours like this. In fact, I do go on for hours like this, and when there should be paint making being done, I'm playing with paint, but who can blame me? Here we have belladonna. As a kid growing up in Kent, of course I was warned by my parents and everyone who lived in the country, we know that you don't touch the deadly nightshade, which its real name is belladonna. In Italian, that I believe means beautiful woman. And the reason for it is, as it poisons you, it makes the pupils dilate, and the Italians used to play around with that for cosmetic reasons. That's another story, of course, but again, look at that. It's just, and the colour resembles perfectly the berries. And they are, from a kid's point of view, when you see the berries, you sort of think of lovely sort of fruit drinks, and that's, of course, the danger of how things can go wrong in the countryside. But there we go. That's another discussion. I love these moments where I put together, and there, it's just, you see what I call little moments where colours incidentally and accidentally, serendipitously come together in an unplanned way that maybe subconsciously, who knows, but I love it when things start to happen like that and you get sort of little journeys of colour, deep browns that you wouldn't have normally reached by coming that way. But anyway, so this is our Whitechapel set. There's a couple of colours I probably haven't got out of there, but you can see by the tubes. I'd love you all to try them. We've got a nice olive green. Let's have a look at that. Great for the landscaper, of course. But again, whatever. I mean, people write into me saying where they've used colours in context where I wouldn't have thought in a million years it would work. But who am I to tell you how to paint? That's up to you guys. But let's just see if I can find a clean finger to sort of see what that would do. Ah, that's gorgeous. And I want to instinctively straight away put it with that guy. Well, I hope you can see those, folks, but love you to all try those. So this is the Whitechapel set, as I say, which commemorates our occupation of the old gin distillery, 88 Mile End Road, neighbouring Captain Cook's old house. Thank you.